JJ Redick is a 15-year NBA veteran turned professional podcaster.
I wanted the lobster. You gave me the crab.
He's never invested in anything other than his strong love of Derek White. This is Hoops Tank.
Adam Eric Not TV2 says, adopt hockey-style subbing where players can come in and out during live game action. Interesting pitch. Very interesting. I'm imagining live ball turnovers. I'm imagining players running into each other. I'm imagining a mass level of confusion. Adam, this is a terrible idea. And for that reason, I'm out. AB Hoop Roundup says, expand the charge circle and don't allow charges under airborne players. Clarify criteria for technical fouls. Show substitutions on the broadcast. Bring back All-Star Draft, but have it 2 weeks before, and don't separate starters and reserves, or have All-Star winner get home court in finals. Wow. A lot of products you just pitched there, AB Hoop Roundup. But that first product, that's your hero item. One thing to note, it is dangerous for players to try and draw a charge on an airborne player. I recognize that. I think it's an easy fix. I think what you suggested and what you pitched here is the answer. Expand the restricted area. Make it 5 feet. I mean, how many players in the half court are taking off just inside the foul line? It would eliminate a lot of these freaky plays that we saw, particularly last year in the playoffs where Giannis gets hurt. The idea, AB Hoop Roundup and all you people that send in these pitches around airborne players and not being able to take charges on them, you are also the people that are complaining about the defensive rules. Are you trying to completely handicap the defense? Yes, we should be able to take charges. If you are in a spot and an offensive player runs over you, it should be a charge. You can't have it both ways. You can't say we got to eliminate the charge and there's no defense and there's no defensive rules. The charge is there to protect the defense. Now, if we expand the restricted area, we also protect the offensive player from any potential injury. I like this pitch, and I'd like to buy a 25% stake in it at $500K. The Phoenix Suns 2 outdoor regular season games. Wind, rain, snow, ice, desert heat. Like, what are we talking about here? We always talk about buy-in from players. It's not happening. Anybody that grew up playing outdoor basketball knows you are one wind gust away from the most memeable, gifable moment of your NBA career. No chance this is happening. For that reason, I'm out. Jigga41 Agger writes, oh, wait a minute. That's Jason Gallagher. Jason Gallagher writes, Player of the Week and Player of the Month awards should count towards end of season awards. Player of the Week is 0.25 votes and Player of the Month is 0.5 votes. Something like that. Not a particularly well-articulated pitch, Jason. I do like the idea of the Player of the Week and the Player of the Month awards actually meaning something when it gets to the end of the regular season. I like the idea, actually, of them counting maybe towards All-NBA, or in the case of Rookie of the Year. If you win 4 months of Rookie of the Month, you're pretty much guaranteed to win Rookie of the Year. I like this pitch. I do. The math seems a little wonky. It seems like you're very much in the infancy of this pitch. I'm willing to give you $500 for 10% of the company at a $5,000 valuation, but that's all I'm willing to risk on this. Basketball News writes in, abolish the rim hanging text. Couldn't agree more. 100%. I'm all in. Not a particularly impactful rule change. I will be honest with you. This probably only happens once every 2 or 3 weeks. So for that reason, I'm only willing to give you $20. Palmer Designs writes, get rid of dribbling. The artistry of Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry. I get movement and I get passing and all of that. Let the best players be artists. I'm out. Vato NBA. Should the NBA create a Best Role Player of the Year award? It's a great question. Not sure what the pitch is here because, again, it was your pitch to me Every player in the NBA is a role player. The roles are just different. In every single sport outside of basketball, there's no role players. You're a pitcher, you're a second baseman, you're a tight end, you're an offensive lineman, you're a halfback, you're a fullback, you're a midfielder, you're a defender, you're a goalie. Everything is so specialized in nearly every other sport. Basketball is the one sport where we talk about role players, but everybody has a role. But I know what you're getting at here. I would like to take a 51% stake in this pitch. I will pay you $25,000. In exchange for 51% of the company, I would like creative control. And for the rest of time, I would like to call this award the Derek White Award. Biambi pitches in overtime. Instead of fouling out at 6 fouls, it goes up to 7. So if you have 5 fouls going into overtime, you don't have to worry about fouling out at the next foul. I can get behind this. I don't think this is a revolutionary pitch. This seems very logical to me. I think the valuation on this is particularly high. I'd be willing to give you $30,000 at a 30% stake. The real Aaron. Remove defensive 3 seconds rule. Big guys should be able to stay in the paint and protect the basket. As Luka said, scoring in the EuroLeague is harder than the NBA, and this is one of the reasons the best players in the world should have to deal with it. I am a fan of this pitch. I would take it a step further. We need to make all the rules around basketball universal. We need to have the same rules around the gather step. We need to have the same rules around defensive 3 seconds, the size of the paint, the three-point line, at all levels. The reason there's defensive 3 seconds is because prior to that, there was illegal defense. And the reason there was illegal defense is because the spacing sucked. Now that we have spacing, now that we have shooting at nearly every position, I agree with you. I don't think we need the defensive 3 second rule. I think they should eliminate that. I'm 100% on board with this pitch. $450,000. And the reason is, this would be a rule that favors the defense. James 82. Instead of the NBA draft lottery, teams not in the playoffs compete in a reverse gauntlet tournament to decide the draft order. 14 versus 13. Winner plays 12. Winner of that plays 11, etc. Logistical nightmare. But I like the idea of creating a competition around the top picks in the draft. This actually would be an interesting way to help out the teams in the middle. Of course, the bad teams would continue to be bad because they likely wouldn't win these games, and they would get stuck with 2, 3, 4, etc. I like this a lot. This is still in its infancy. I like creating competition around the number 1 seed. I'm willing to give you $1,600 at a 10% stake. Co D Hunt or CO D Hunt. Shots from beyond half court only count as a field goal attempt if they go in, kind of like shots when the player's fouled. I'm tired of players purposely releasing shots after the quarter buzzers to save their field goal percentage. You know who else is tired of players releasing shots after the buzzer to save their field goal percentage? Chris Paul. Really like this idea. I think this should have been adopted years ago. Incentivize players to chuck it. First of all, if it goes in, fans love it. The team needs it. I'm buying this pitch. I like this pitch. 50% stake. We want to be partners with you on this. $72,000, $144,000 valuation. RedMag77. Have a whole Euro week when basically all the NBA moves to Europe to play games, 15 cities, 15 games at the same time. They can do the same with other continents too. I like this pitch. I like this product. We should be thinking about ways. I mean, logistically, I'm talking myself out of it now. We've just added the in-season tournament. How are we going to take the entire NBA overseas for 15 games? And then we're going to, let's say we did it in Europe and it was a success. All right, well, let's say you want to go to Africa. All right, that's like an extra 10 hours of flight time. Let's say you want to go to Asia. That's another 5 or 6 hours of flight time. Do you want the NBA season to be year-round? For that reason, I'm out. Ben 10 MVP says, 4 words, JJ, naked wrestling at halftime. Maybe teams can have their own wrestlers and their own wrestling seating in finals, etc. For instance, I could be the Nets wrestler just to start off the new change. I have no experience or interest in wrestling, but I believe. Males only. This was a bad idea. Thanks for all your hoop pitches. Until next time. It's this guy.